So I just want to show off this house to specifically people who could potentially lend me money. I bought it for $72,000 from a wholesaler who had locked up the house for $62K. So the wholesaler was included in my purchase price. We paid them a fee of $12,000. They did all the work to find the house, and I just connect with all these people all day. So they made their $12,000. They're happy to give me the opportunity. I took this house. I'm paying a 12% interest rate on it for 6 months. I would love to just find a lender who would lend to me for 20 years. I pay them 10% instead of 12. And then I don't have to go refinance and do a bank loan, which a bank loan for me cost me about $5,000. This house, I already have somebody paying on just a couple weeks after selling it. All I had to do was spend a couple grand. So I got lent a couple grand for cleaning it out, included in that purchase price loan. And then once I cleaned it out, I got a buyer. They gave me $17,000 as a down payment. So that is their commitment to me. And they bought the property for $125,000, and I charged them $5,000 in closing costs, which includes various things similar to closing costs that I incur for title work. So altogether, you could say they paid $130,000 for the property. I paid $72,000 plus my $5,000 in closing costs. I paid $77,000. So $130,000 minus $77,000 is a $52,000 difference, right? Now I incur more costs, so my profit isn't $52,000, but you could say I made $52,000 on this deal. Let's just round down and say 45 grand. I didn't rehab the house at all. All I did was connected a buyer and a seller. I did get financing, and the difference is I'm not wholesaling, I'm connecting on the house. So I'm helping the seller make cash and cash out of their home through making them a cash offer where we can close quick. I'm helping a buyer who does not have good credit because they're an immigrant, so they have never established credit. They have $17,000, they're very willing. They give me $17,000 on $125,000. That's more than most conventional mortgages require. So a very good buyer, Guatemalan, referral. So I didn't pay any commission for this buyer, or I paid a little bit because my contractor, I paid him to show the house. And I'm helping myself make cash flow in this deal and cash. So in this deal, I got $17,000. What I want to do is convert some of my cash flow that I'm receiving. This should cash flow about $450 a month. I'd like to convert that and give some of that to an investor instead and just decrease my cash flow in exchange for more cash. So instead of getting $17,000, the lender would give me an extra $10,000, and now my mortgage goes up a little bit. So my equity is decreased, but my cash is increased, and I can now use that cash for growing a business. It's very similar to just investing into a business, except instead of your investment just being based off my promises as an entrepreneur, it's secured against a property and an incoming cash flow. And so this helps me grow. It's also not taxable when I get cash in the form of a loan, and it's a win for multiple parties. If you want to be part of these investments, I pay 12% for short-term money, 10% for long-term money, and your long-term money can potentially yield 12% also, due to you can lend me $70,000 and I can give you a credit for $72,000. So I'll actually pay 12% for your money. Just reach out to me. This is a brief explanation. We're putting families in homes that are immigrant families who don't have credit, but what they do have is $17,000. So if they stopped paying me any month, I'm in charge of still paying you the monthly payment, and I'm confident that they're not going to stop paying. Now I keep adequate cash reserves, but if they stop paying, I can kick them out of the house just like what you do with a foreclosure. There is a process there. I float the payment until they're kicked out of the house, and then I keep their 17 grand and I go resell it for an even higher price because the house is probably appreciated. The thing is, most people will not leave behind 17,000. If you go look at stats on mortgages and regular Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac mortgages, most of the default is actually coming from low down payment, which are becoming more and more common because no one has savings. But you know who does have savings? The hardworking blue collar people of America that are the backbone of America. They might be immigrants, but these people are voting very conservatively. They're business owners. They want to live the American dream, and that's what we're helping do. Thank you. I want to keep somewhat short.